I am here. I am live vertically. Why? Because I haven't gone live in so long. And I was sitting here thinking about how I was going to go live and thinking of all the reasons why I couldn't. And I was like, gee, let me pick up my phone and just do a quick little check in live stream, a little low tech on the phone. Who knows what the mic sounds like, kind of a situation. I don't even know how to use this. Like, do I get to see the chat from my phone? We're gonna find out. Anyways, I got this bug buffet that Judy P sent me, and I got a package. I gotta send her something back, but just for the plug, just for the free bug buffet, make sure you check out Jody and Bougie's live stream show they do on Fridays. Oh, speaking of the devil, Jody P, we're gonna be doing the bug buffet feeding. I figured I'll just quickly hop on my phone, go around, feed the fish bug buffet. Got a lot of tanks to go through, so should get some data. Actually, I started on this tank already. Yeah, buddy. Yep, I started on this tank. Things seem to like it. This is the Procatopus similis, as you can see. And, you know, one thing about the book, look at this piece that just, like, landed there. Well, actually, this kind of demonstrates what I like about the bug buffet so far, as of using it for 5 seconds. You may have noticed in the package here, it's powdery, but then there's also the little pellets. And I like the fact that you got the pellets and they're easy to crush up, right? So I think this is something that's like a selling point that Keeping Fish Simple mentions. So it's not like I'm breaking news here, but yeah, you got the pellet, and then I'll, a little demonstration of how easy it is to crumble it. I'll just a little light, and then I'm gonna show you my finger. So it's not like I really had to grind it up. It's just like I press in, and you get some pretty fine powder there. You can see the consistency, right? So we'll just go through and, to explain myself, my absence. It's just the usual, I'm lazy. And I got some new jobs recently that have been keeping me quite busy, so I just haven't gotten around to it. But coming up, my schedule will be a little bit freer, so expect a lot of streams this week, okay? A lot of streams this week. So we got some mystery snails in here, we got some rainbow fish, some nanochromis in here, and they're gonna get hit with a bug buffet. I'll do a little bit of the powder and a little bit of the pebbles. And yeah, one of the things I've been saying recently, what's up, Big Steve? So one of my theories about foods is I've been saying that I can tell when a fish are gonna like a food by the time I feel it. And I guess the best way to explain it is I just feel like the foods that are really hard, I find the fish don't like as much. But this bug buffet, like, look at this. Press down just a little bit, and you can see it. I'm not grinding it together or anything, and it really does powderize quite nicely, so I do like that. All right. So I'd say the nanochromis, it's not like the pickiest eater, but definitely it coming up immediately is a good sign. Hello from Texas. You need to take some plants out of your fish tank. Yes, I actually 100% agree with you. I'm like behind on maintenance on everything right now. So as we go around feeding some tanks, you'll see the disrepair that my whole fish room is in. But the bug buffet is in here. 5 points to anyone who sees an Ellisoma in here first. There's a few Ellisoma in here. Actually, a good amount. I kind of just grab them. Also, extra points to someone who remembers the name of this rainbow fish. I wrote it down, but I need to go find it. That's the male. I'm still growing. He's starting to look pretty cool. honestly. I see the potential. But it's that classic rainbow fish thing. Okay, let me focus on the food eating. I scared a little Nanochromis friend, but he was chewing on that pellet. The rainbow fish seem into it. Oh, there he goes. Yeah, the Nanochromis, they're wild caught pair I think I got from Aquatic Clarity. They are pretty jumpy still. Also, the male and female chase each other relentlessly. So that's why you'll see them being a little apprehensive. They come out, they'll eat something, run back. But hey, I totally understand. You can kind of see when someone's struck a bigger pellet because it immediately powderizes. So that's one of the things I like so far, 2 tanks in, is even if a smaller fish hits a bigger pellet than they can eat, they can break off a piece of it. And I think that's the underrated quality. So I don't know. This guy, he keeps eating some and then running back. The rainbow fish just dashing around. We'll move to the next tank soon. I'm kind of hoping some of the hill streams pop out. I saw a baby Swillia. I'll circle back to the Procatopus tank. I already said hi to Big Steve, didn't I? What's up? What's up? Jody says BRB. Okay, okay. Oh wait, can I retouch on? Can I enhance my sound? I don't know. Pull up to the Holiday Inn, Morgantown, the Clash for a reptile show. Oh, nice. So they do other hobby adjacent shows at that hotel. That's cool. The Clash will be fun. I'm still laughing. They said take some plants out of your fish tank. Oh my gosh. Yo, has anyone else had issues with your Utriculata just taking over? Oh. Elisoma spotting. This is my oldest male. If you've bought an Elisoma from me, probably descended from this guy. Look at him. He's actually gotten pretty sizable. I don't know if you can tell. Elisoma don't get that big, but you can see that you can't miss him. You really can't miss him. He's constantly dancing and almost always is looking sharp. Almost always. That's my guy. So my favorite thing about the Elisoma is even when they're not doing the full-on dance, they still got that fluid movements going on. So he's probably got a spawning location back there. This tank was more focused on Elisoma in the past. I'm trying to transition it to other things, move the Elisoma out. There's just so many of them that pop up. Actually, I kind of like these plants back here randomly doing well. I'm getting some color. I need to clear it out. The moss used to all be in one spot, but I couldn't see anything. And then the Elisoma weren't coming out as much because there was only one spot they went. They love hanging out where the moss is. Oh, there's the female Nanochromis. I guarantee she'll be out here for a second, and then the male's gonna chase her away. And I called it. So no one has spotted. No one has spotted the Elisoma besides me, I think. But Steve, I forgot to ask, what reptiles do you have? Because I know about the aquatic stuff you have, but I don't think I've ever actually. Ooh, look at that! Look how the bug buffet disintegrates as it drops. So I'd say that's cool. Definitely would say, yeah, you want fish that are gonna be able to eat off the ground with these. I mean, obviously it's a sinking pellet situation for the most part, so I think that was implied. But when they hit the ground, the bug buffet kind of starts disintegrating. So it definitely wants. I think great for cribs, some sand sifter type things. We'll hit up some rainbow cichlids. I still want someone to tell me how many. I've seen 3 Elisoma so far. I've seen 3. Do I have to just show you guys? Okay. Here's one. Looks like a female. They like to hang out at the top. They're ambush predators. So they do like hanging out at the top. I do think that they eat like the aphids and stuff that are up there to some degree. You know, they don't really, I've not seen them eat prepared foods, but I kind of suspect that they must eat at least a little bit. Um, Ball python, Jesus, man. Yo, you have a much bigger operation than I was aware of then, because, you know, these guys have no color like females, but sometimes the fin shape throws me off. But yeah, we got 2 Elisoma chilling out right here. And then the big male, we already saw back there. Okay, let's move to the next tank. Should we do scarlet banished fry? Should we do a killifish? Should we do rainbow cichlids and their kids? Should we do... there's some other stuff with the bat. Should we do cories? Should we do Galaris? Chili rasboras. You guys pick. What do you want to see next? You see your Elisoma once a week? Oh my gosh. I'm kind of spoiled. I usually have these 2 out here, and then usually the main male, he'll come and flare at me. Like he was up a few seconds ago. Really, if you just set it up so there's a spawning location, like, say, if all of this moss was like right here, then you would see the male protecting his spawning location often. I think that's the trick for seeing the males, at least regularly, is just put the best spawning spot somewhere visible. Like, they're not particularly shy for me. How are the purple mystery snails, Jody asks? Well, actually, it's funny you asked that because they're in this tank. Jody, do you understand why I didn't have pictures of them immediately after I put them in now? I put them in my best magenta tank where the shells do the best. And there's one of your purple mystery snails right there, actually. Not the best lighting. Let's see if I can find another one. But if you guys didn't know, Jody has some very nice purple mystery snails. I just have very soft water, so I've been too scared to make some of my own, but I put them in with some magenta. As you can see, we have a few magenta mystery snails in here, and I'm hoping they'll mix together and I'll get some purples out of it. Well, to be fair, the tank is floor to ceiling full of Sir Wasser tank. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to see them. I have some other Elisoma. I keep pairs off so I can find them. But, for instance, you'll see, I pretty much can always see this guy. So he's chilling out right there. And then I have another right here, this guy. And basically, I haven't fully, I'm not actively necessarily trying to spawn them. It's just since I do usually sell like a pair or 2 here, I use these square tanks just to kind of store pairs, feed them, condition them, and then I know where a good male is, a good female is, and if I need to go to or not. If I need to go to auction and I can't find any other ones, like I try to avoid pulling these, but it's just like I know for sure where a pair is, and I can always pull them. So, as you can see, they're usually out where I can find them. I'll start putting them in here too. But Swasher tank. Ooh, yeah, there's like a thing of Swasher tank. I need to change the water on. Don't let me forget that. But just so you can see this is a disaster. But they love it. They do love it. I need to work on this tank, but it's growing into something I really like. The corkscrew is it's encroaching. But the, what's it called back there? Oh my gosh, bro. The bulbitis has really been growing a lot. It's hard with the low boys to get the depth, but shit, I want to look at this tank. So let's put the bug buffet in here, eh? You guys get the imported food today. Keeping fish simple. I always say to you guys, I'm terrible at keeping up with content, but Keeping Fish Simple is one of the 3 fish channels that I don't know personally that I keep up with. Because obviously, I try and keep up with all my friends on YouTube. So in here we just have the chili rasbora, which, it'd be nice if they... It's interesting. I found an egg in this tank, which it did fungus over. I'm not really sure who's responsible for it, because this is the Procatopus, but it's the Yabasi red, so it's a different species than the other one. I got them from London Town. They've been growing out. So I don't know if they're big enough to lay eggs yet. They're still pretty small. Then those are two rainbow fish. It's the Melitolania Bindula Creek I got from Marcel. Ashley says, Jody, I have some exciting news. Okay, breaking news in the chat. I don't know how to judge how much the fish like a food in this tank, because they're not very picky, but I mean, they seem to love it to me. Everyone's eating. Everyone seems excited. The bug buffet seems like it would last a while too, honestly, because you can crush it up. Although, I'm starting to notice the consequences of feeding powdered food all the time, because I do feed powdered food quite often. Oh yeah, let me back up, because I do like this tank a lot. This is my mainly cocoa core tank. The front has is really the only part that has sand in it, so it's kind of deceptive. You can kind of see in the corner. That's how most of the tank is. It's mostly just cocoa. Koya. All right. That seems pretty successful. Let's see if some Scarlet Baddest Tribe will eat the bug buffet. I like to provide helpful, feedback. And one thing with people that make foods or feed them is like, well, you want to see what a variety of fish react to. But it's like, how many people have every fish? I don't have that many fish, but the fish I do have, I think, are not uncommon, but it's not guppies, so maybe the information's a bit more helpful. I don't know, for someone. That's why I put the bug buffet thing in the title. Maybe I'll put in the description, like, feeding this list of species. But okay, we got some Bruckfordii. I'm almost 28 weeks pregnant with oh my gosh, triplets. Congratulations, Ashley. That is a crazy news update. Very exciting. All right, so as the food falls, these are some Scarlet Baddest juveniles. This is from my second spawn of the Scarlet Bat. Yes, everyone say congratulations to Ashley and the Sketty Nona in there. Congratulations, congratulations. That is very exciting. I don't think I know some twins, but I don't think I know any. I've met triplets. I don't think I know any triplets. I remember I went to someone's house and they had baby triplets, and they had like they did the thing where it's like the 3 chairs with their names on them, and just like had a lot of fun stuff like that. So it does seem like a very adventurous thing. Okay. Now, I do feed live food to these Scarlet Baddest juveniles, but I feed a lot of prepared foods in here. I'm gonna be honest. Recently, I haven't been sitting around to see if they actually eat it, but I'm pretty sure that they do eat it, because every time I put the food in, they come out immediately. But we're gonna sit here and watch until we see if they eat any of the bug buffet. And if they do, we'll report it here first. First people to feed on camera live Scarlet Baddest babies bug buffet, if they eat it. We'll see. They're all out and about. That's one thing I appreciate about these guys. They do come out when I put food in, even if it's prepared. So Ashley says, thank you, Sketty Nova. Thank you, Jody P. Where's my thank you? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Sketty says, may you have a healthy pregnancy, safe delivery, speedy recovery, and healthy babies. All the best to your family. Well said, well said. So they're all kind of dashing around, but we haven't gotten a peck at this food yet. Waiting to see if the plecos come over. I will say that the baddest are, even with the live foods, for me at least, they've been relatively slow eaters. So I'm hoping we get something. Come on. You know, this is from Australia. It got imported all the way over to Jody P and then sent to us. Show some appreciation. Come on. Oh, you're gonna attack the snail? Really? Really? They're crowding around. I just gotta actually. Oh, okay. Okay, here we go. I thought I saw it, but I missed it with the camera. Come on. Come on. Who's willing to eat on camera? Come on, baddest, eat it. I know, bro. Please. It's just crazy to be like, they all. When I walked up, you did not see them all. I put the food in. They're everywhere, but they don't want to. And I see some that looks like they just added something to their stomach, but it's like I need to capture it. Scotty said, oh, Ashley says I'm gonna try and have a safe C-section. Oh my goodness, yes, please do. Okay, come on. I mean, I think it's kind of cool looking at Scarlet Baddest juvie, so I'm in it for the long run. Oh, look at that smaller one back there. I don't really know. Like, there's so many. I don't know how many eggs they land to spawn. I haven't seen the eggs yet, but I've done 2 spawns, and both of them seem to produce like 20 plus, at least. So, and there's just this spawn seems to be very successful. It's like everywhere. Oops, I think we lagged out there for a second. So I'm just zooming out. Maybe if I am zoomed out, we'll have a better chance of catching something. Okay. I said keeping fish simple. That's like one of the channels I'm a fan of. Now I'm just gonna let them. You guys are gonna let them down. I'm gonna have to go to something that's hungry. Can you imagine like starving your fish as punishment? Like, where it's like, you're not getting anything till everything on your plate is clean. Oh, did you just do something? Look at all this delicious stuff. The pencil fish, they're loving it. They're absolutely loving it. Okay, okay. This is how they look before they eat something. The snail's in the damn way. No. Oh my gosh, it's cool you've been getting fried. Yeah, I need to do they're on my list. So the fish I make videos of, I have like rules for myself before I make a video on it. So it's not necessarily like I have to keep the fish for X amount of time, but I just want to feel like I've kept them in enough different scenarios. I don't want to have at the very least, I have to have raised fry to adulthood and then ideally spawned those and have a second generation. So I just had my first juvenile become sexable. So hopefully, well, become sexable in the sense that I could tell it was a male. Because obviously, right now, all of them look like females. And I have not determined if you can tell male and female Scarlet Baddest at whatever age. Because right now, they all look females to me. Like, this is a bigger juvenile in here. And there's nothing about it that looks like a male to me. But it's just like, I just don't know. I don't know what age they're supposed to really show. There's some decent videos on breeding them, like Lowell Labs, he has a video. I don't know how long he keeps the stuff he breeds, if he breeds it continuously, because that's another thing. It's like, you can spawn something, raise it a couple times, but like, you're not gonna know as much about it as someone who like only does that or does it for years at a time. So like the Scarlet Baddest, I've gotten 2 batches of fry from them so far that I'm aware of. And they don't seem too hard, at least to breed, but I don't know enough to be like, yeah, I can tell this is a male at this size, kind of a thing. We're gonna move to the next tank. Maybe I'll double back here. I've seen, like, if you look at this guy, Like some of them look like they've just eaten something, right? But I haven't seen on camera. Oh, okay, wait. That looked like he just ate some. The another thing that's hard about the scarlet batis is when you're doing a powder food or whatever, you can never tell, did they just eat the powder food or did there happen to be a small little live thing there that they ate? But to me, it looks like they ate it. They're definitely acting interested. So, like I said, I've been feeding them powder foods, and I've been thinking that they're eating it because they're growing and doing well. But it's just really hard to tell. So, I'll show you some scarlet batis fry from the first spawn. We'll see if any of them are sexable. But let's move on to the next thing. Now, let me show my face for a second. Let's do what would be fun. I actually do think it would. I'm trying to like. Some of the tanks are really ugly, but like maybe shaming myself would be good. You know what I mean? I do have a charger for my phone right here, so I'm kind of like incentivized to do another tank that's right where I'm sitting. So let's do some shrimp. Let's do a shrimp test with the bug buffet. We'll do a shrimp and killifish test. Now you can see this. I've been having tanks going green, and then putting Daphnia inside of them. So this tank is gonna give you ready for Daphnia. You can see this tank. I just put a few Daphnia in when it started going cloudy, and they're reproducing well and clearing it up for me. So I'm telling you, Daphnia have been amazing for me, truly, in my fry tanks. So I've got some bug buffet in here. I crushed up some. I left one as a little pellet. I need to get black background. So in this tank we have my red cherry shrimp coming back to life. And then we have Aphysimian gabawins, a young pair that I got off Aquabid, actually part of our $100 order stream. And then 2 corridors Hystatus. I got 3 because I just had cash for 3. I was gonna come back and get more, but I waited too long, and then I lost one like within 24 hours. But these 2 have been very cute going around. So, bug buffet. Pygmy cories seem to like it. Killifish, he seems to be overwhelmed with the options of small granules. The gabawins, though, I've noticed more than other killifish. This is just anecdotal. But even when I'm feeding them like live foods and stuff, they seem to like eating stuff off the bottom. I don't know what it is, but I had a good colony of them. I lost them due to something. It was a whole bunch of things, but so I'm trying again because like I had a bunch. I want a bunch again. They're beautiful fish. This male is like, he's young. Once they fully mature, like they look incredible. They're my top 3 favorite killifish. I'm also a little biased because they're like, I don't know if they're the first. I think they're the first killifish that I bred. It was either them or the galars, the dwarf red galars. Okay, the shrimp. They seem to. I want to see if more come over, but shrimp are a good food excitement indicator because if they like something, they will show up en masse quickly. My blue galars destroy bug buffet. Okay, I got a pair of dwarf reds. I had to give them their own little 5. They were like beating up on each other. I don't know. I've never. For me, the dwarf reds have always been so nice. This pair is like one of the meaner pairs I've had. To the point like their fins were getting torn. The male had some fungus. So I put them in their own tank, which I know you're like, they're fighting. Why do you put them in their own tank? Well, I kind of had some theories about it. And long story short, they're doing better in this tank and healing up nicely. And don't seem to be as aggressive. So, okay. Bug buffet. Shrimp. The pygmy cories seem to like it the most. The shrimp some shrimp came over. They're kind of taking their time right now. So while we're down here, let's hit the Pseudomagil luminatus real quick. And thanks, shout out to Jody P for sponsored by Jody P. And by sponsored, I mean we're trading boxes. I asked Jody, I was like, so do you want to know what's in the box I send you ahead of time, or like, can I just send you whatever? And Jody was like, I like surprises. So I don't know what Jody has space for, but this Monday, I'm gonna send her a box. And this is a female. Do I have scuds? I don't know. Probably not that I can collect. There's a tank or two that every time I take fish out of, the scuds come back in. I do have something better than scuds, though. The real ones know. The real ones know. But both those scud tanks I have fish in right now, so I haven't seen them in a minute. Oh, this is a Scarlet Baddis juvenile that I've been meaning to move from this tank. I used this tank for Scarlet Baddis at one point. What is that shrimp doing? Michael Ars went nuts for scuds. Yeah, I put some gardener eye in a scud tank, and the scuds were not seen as often. I'll just leave it at that. All right, guys. Let me zoom in so I can actually see that you're eating, because otherwise it just looks like you're dashing around. But yeah, the pseudomagills like it. This is like one of my favorite tanks. Like, I sloped it up to the back. I don't like that sponge sitting there. I need to move that all the way to the back corner. Like, I just like that the Saswasher tank. I wish I could. I've had tanks where the Saswasher tank just goes absolutely nuts, and then I just can never replicate it. So I need someone to tell me how to consistent. Ooh, it's like a little comet. But yeah, there's shrimp and pseudomagills, and then this one's Scarlet Baddis. So, but this is like, this is one of my favorite tanks. I don't know why. I was really resistant against orienting the tanks this way, and I still am, just because you can't see like, I like being able to see from the side. There's lots of stuff you can't see when it's like this, but there's just nothing like space-wise. It's just, I had to do it. So I was like, I'll do it, but I'm gonna try and make them look as nice as possible in this orientation. So I need to work on this tank, but this one I'm happy with, and this one we're getting there. It's just gotta grow in. So this is a shrimp isopod and fry tank. Not too many fry in here right now. I'm kind of turning it. What I do before I put fry in the tank now is I let it get green. Don't ask me how. Just my tanks just, some of them just go green, and I'm like, okay, Daphne will go in. So there's a pseudomagill, a random pseudomagill fries in here, and then I'm reviving my yellow shrimp population in this tank. And there's some super buried females, so the bug buffet will be appreciated, I'm sure. And then we'll see if the isopods like the bug buffet, because you may have noticed there's a healthy amount of isopods in this tank. But yeah, look at that. She's got so many eggs. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Might have Ashley beat on the triplets there. Oh my goodness. The only bad thing about me doing this on the phone is, yeah, I have shaky hands. I'm not gonna lie. So feeding response for the isopods, they're not always the fastest. Just like the shrimp, it's like when they really like something, I do find that they show up relatively quickly. But they can like be very speculative, like they need a second. But they seem to be getting into this bug buffet actually pretty quickly. So tentatively, the bug buffet seems like a great isopod food. I mean, look at them. Like, it's unmistakable. Their heads are in the ground. They are definitely eating the bug buffet. And I hadn't put any other food in yet, so. And the shrimp are crowding over, like I said, very quickly. So, bug buffet for your shrimp and isopods, I say great. Also, isopods, I'm more and more telling people powdered foods are ideal, especially for larger colonies, just because The snails really can monopolize the food. If it's just like one big pellet, it's just really hard. The snails will definitely physically cover the food to where it's harder for other things to eat it. So I do think powdered foods for isopods is really nice, and then all the little babies can eat it. Because the babies they tend to stay a little bit more hidden, and they do go out and about quite a bit, but I just think the powdered foods are nice. Okay, let's go to some more fish. Let's do the blue galar. So, disclaimer: this guy does have a little bit of fungus on his fin that's been healing up, and I am treating it appropriately, just in case anyone's concerned. Oh boy, should be just fine. It was a domestic situation. So I'm gonna do one big pellet. One thing I like about the galars is they'll come up and inspect, say hi to you, like kind of like a betta. Like she'll come up, say hi to me when I'm at the tank. And it's just, they are really good wet pets. And woo, she went to chowing. Oh. I just set up this tank, so that's why I don't have a lot of bear tanks like this, but I just set it up for them recently because I was like, I need to get you guys somewhere you can get happier, treat this fungus. She's eating the bug buffet. My Gilla will come and eat the bug buffet out of my hand. Let's see, let's do a hand test. When I had a bunch of these guys, they would all swarm food in my hand. Oh my God. Ah! I love these guys. It's on the other side, silly. Come on, I'll go. Yeah. And I don't know why, but ever since I put this up, the male's been much nicer to her. So you can actually, like before, her fins were super torn up. You can see she actually looks great. I don't know what changed. Oh, I dropped it. But yeah. Galaris, if you guys haven't done them, they're great. I mean, I haven't even had this, I didn't raise this pair or anything. I've had them for a couple months. Yeah, they will eat out of your hands, and they're very nice. They're very nice fish. I'm sure you could train them to do some cool stuff. So you guys took a bite. Are you gonna finish the rest of it? They're like, we don't know what to do with all this powder, man. We don't know what to do. Well, I'll let you guys figure that out. Let's go next door. I'll say that's a pass for the galars. But like I said, I think you definitely want to feed this in a tank with things that will clean up small foods from the bottom, because I think they will go back down there and eat some of that, but it does disintegrate quite a bit. So I think, if you have a filter feeder, it doesn't necessarily have to be a small fish, just a fish that's willing to, filter through. So like a crebensis and stuff, we'll get to that. I think they'll be great. So let's do some fry here. This is a mixed size tank of fry of Aphysimian hera. You can see they're still kind of small. Those are actually the big ones. You know what? It's gonna be hard to see this tank because of the reflection. So let me go to actually the tank I was just emptying, and I just realized I don't know where I put the bug buffet down at. Really? You guys see where I set it? Bro, I could lose anything anywhere. I'm literally, after you feed it a few times, it'll hang out right at the top and wait for you to drop it in. Yeah, they'll kill the galars. They'll get you. Okay. So I was actually draining this tank. We'll go ahead and feed it though, because I think I've drained enough. I'm trying to rehabilitate it. It was one of those things where like I had to use it for holding a lot of stuff. Now I'm able to sort it out, start trying to make it actually look nice. But this will be Congo. You need a little torch flashlight? Yeah, I do have one. I do have one. Um, orientation is locked. Rotate device back. Shut up. What's up, Jeffro? I do have a torch flashlight. Now, where did I put it? I don't know. So we got Bug Buffet. We're gonna do. I'm not gonna crush it up. I'm just gonna drop it in and just see what happens. So this is gonna be, and I'm draining this tank. But this is Congo Tetras and Pelvic Chromis Draken Filsi. And the buffet is in. I will say these are all fish that I consider to be relatively not picky. So they might be a little distracted by the water level lowering, but I would expect a decent response. And the Congo Tetra are starting to figure things out. And here we go. Come on, guys. Don't be too distracted. The cribs are gonna eat it all. Yeah. Here we go, satellite radio. Gonna get hit with a boom, boom. So I think this is gonna be a perfect food for, oh look, there's a little female. Hi. She was the runt of the group. Always kind of looked a little bit dingy. Not quite like, that's like the main female of the tank. Congos are slept on? Oh yeah. Congos are very slept on. Like, I just realized the light wasn't even in the right spot. I got these guys from Aquahunna. Actually, Aquahunna success story. They were very small. Sorry, they weren't very small. Just compared to what they are now, they were small. I'm just trying to illustrate the fact that I grew them out. So when you grow stuff out from smaller, I feel like I have a more emotional attachment to it. So I like getting stuff when they're small. And they're one that I want to like mass breed. I have a few fry from them, but I haven't set it up yet where I can really breed a bunch of them because they're in there with cribs, and cribs are one of the worst fish to try and breed stuff with because they're smart, they're hungry, they will pick through the mops for eggs. They'll pick through moss for eggs. These are fish that dig and build caves, so they'll go between the cracks and stuff. And they will eat your eggs. So if you want to breed something with them, you definitely gotta check the egg mops regularly. These guys used to be in with my Procatopus, and I was like, I actually want to breed the Procatopus, so I took them out from the day that Procatopus are in, and suddenly I got a lot more Procatopus eggs. You're talking about Jody, where you're still looking for HB blue guppies, or you end up getting some. You have a great shot of Congos in natural sunlight, Jody. Yes, they're extremely pretty fish. I mean, just the fins alone, and then they also have like that orange laser and bright blue to them. So yeah, I would say Bug Buffet seemed pretty good success here. Not the best tank for observation since it's half drained, but hint, Nick, go watch the short. Okay, I will. We're low tech today. We're low tech. Can't just pull up a clip the same as usual. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Okay, I got some semi-picky eaters. These well actually let's do these rainbow fish first. Where'd I put the Bug Buffet? Okay. So we got some rice fish, and we got the adult Smelatelania Bendola Creek, and peacock gudgeons. Have you seen the peacock gudgeon video? Some of these fry made an appearance in that video when they were slightly smaller. We got a lot of floating plants in here, so they kind of have to knock it loose. This rainbow, this one, it's got some inflammation with its like anal vent. I don't know what's going on with it. Like every time I try and take a closer look, It just looks like some kind of irritation. Like it's not a worm or anything. I don't know what's going on. It's been acting normally. I need to take it out and look at it. But that is something I noticed recently. I can't help myself from commenting on every fish that looks off that I see. But you can see the peacock gudgeons. There's a decent amount of them. Cool thing about this reptile show, they sell PA allows venomous. You can get a Gabon viper for $100. So wait, venomous is something you want. What's wrong? I mean, that's very cool. Oh my goodness. Yeah, bug buffet. Well, it's the bug buffet is from Australia, so it makes sense that the Australian fish would like it. Oh, there's a bigger piece, and they're going for the bigger piece. See, yeah, look, I like that it's softer. Even if they can't swallow the whole thing, they get a little bit off. But yeah, we got more than enough gudgeons in here. They're gonna clean this up. Okay. The baby baddest are like the only ones that the jury's still out on. But let's try these gold shoulder. I'm pretty sure they're Pistogramma McMasteri gold shoulder, but I can't remember if it's the other one. But not to be a hater, but all HOTs should be a minimum of 1K. What is HOT? I'm assuming that's like venomous snakes. And you're hating, so I don't have as many fish in here, and I just want to see if they're gonna come out for this. They're slightly pickier. I don't know why. These guys seem to like it just fine. But will you like it? Come on. Don't be shy just because I'm standing here. I've had these fish, actually. They're one of the fish I've had the longest, which isn't saying much, but I've had them for a while. I'm hoping they're about to lay eggs again because they've been acting a little silly. There's a good amount of shrimp in here and stuff too. Yeah, I know you smell something good, right? Come on. Let me move the light back. I moved it forward, but they didn't come forward. Come on. I know you want this bug buffet. Huh? Old dude back there is peeking out. It's hard to tell, but like the whole center is just this big wood piece. So they're very happy to just stay back in the big wood piece. They love it. So I really have to convince them to come out when they're playing around together. But here she goes. It's like there's something about sitting, watching someone decide if they want to eat or not that's very infuriating. Can you imagine watching a stream and it's just like a person sitting at a table in front of like some delicious looking food, and then the whole thing is just waiting to see if they eat it, and like they keep picking up the fork and taking the food to their mouth and then putting it down. Like, I'm just describing it and I'm getting mad. I'm getting mad just describing that. But that's kind of how I'm feeling right now. Oh my gosh. I really hope you guys laid some eggs or something. They've been like acting like they want to protect that spot back there, but every time I get my hopes up. All right, so these guys are not rushing out to the bug buffet, but I will say in defense of the bug buffet, this is just how these guys react to everything. It takes them forever. We don't have time right now. We'll circle back. Let's try these Kalitawa. This is a 20 long I set up on stream, actually. So if you wanted to update, here you go. I'm gonna crush one pellet up. What's up, Bare Bottom Branton? We're doing some your favorite thing, feeding fish. Some bug buffet. So far, been decent response. so far. What do you guys think? Yeah, the Australian fish have had the best response so far. They're eating all the little granules floating down. This one grew in nice, Nick. Thanks, Jeff. Yeah, some of the tanks, I'm working on slowly to make look nice. This is one of them that I'm like, okay, I'm trying. So this week I'll have a lot more time. Everything's kind of fallen behind because, like I said, I've gotten some new jobs I've been working on. It's just been, I've been dying. But this week is not looking as crazy. I think they're the only ones that got stoked for it. Yeah, the Australian fish are the ones that, for the most part, were like going nuts. But my fish aren't all also, they're not starving. They're not the hungriest all the time. But we got more to go. So what's up, Jorge? We're doing some bug buffet feeding. Kalitawa. Oh, well, I guess I did put the infernal tetra breeding report in. So I had the infernal tetra in here when this tank was more of a holding tank. There was tons of stuff in here. A lot more floating plants. And it seems they managed to lay eggs and have fry. So I don't have much of a breeding report as in like, oh, look at the spawning trap I made. But you see right there? That is what I believe to be infernal tetra juvenile. Like at least 3 in there. And there's tons of fish in here, but I think it's just the power of rock piles. Because those tetras definitely spawn pretty readily, it seems. Jeffrey says, Jorge, that was an awesome stream with Dio. Yeah, I did tune in for a little bit near the end of that one. Jorge is the hardest working fish tuber interviewer on YouTube. All right, let's see if let's try these. The kids got sucked into watching it in the living room. Yeah, that tank that was behind him, the one with like the trees, looked awesome. I did not set this tank up on stream, but it's a newer tank. It hasn't really grown. This is mostly what it was like. And there's only some isopods and a pair of killifish in here. But I want to see, will the killifish come out for one little pellet? Because we have a small sample size, right? It's like, oh, there's the male. 10 points in the chat if you can name the species of killifish this is. You will be our MVP for the day. Okay, conveniently, the pellet fell very close to one of the 2 fish in this tank. What will he do? We're seeing some movement. There's an isopod right there. We're seeing some movement, but will he eat it? Off screen, the female is inching over. Of course, he's got to be behind the plants. Come on, bro. We're trying to watch you eat. I don't want to make it creepy, but like, that's what we're here to do. There's another fish that is kind of a slower investigatory eater. I'm noticing a trend here. We'll do something like rice fish. I want to do the beta albumarge, however you say the strawberry beta Latin name. We'll do those after the next tank. They're actually not that picky, but there's a decent amount of them and they're fairly responsive. So this guy is like taking his time. Now, of course, there's a bunch of little pellets, so it's like it's hard to keep track. Okay. Oh, we're seeing some excitement. Fish choosing not to eat. No, they're eating. They're eating. They're just. Is that a female fundulus? Nope. This is not an American top minnow killifish situation. It's a good guess, though. It's a good guess. I did say whoever could name it would be the MVP, but I'm like thinking in my head, like, can I pronounce the name? That remains to be seen. Nope, it's not the Gabawins. We did see those earlier, though. It is not an American or African killifish, I believe. That's your hint. We just kind of got the bug buffet just swimming around the top, and this guy's like sitting here deciding if he's gonna eat something. I'm not really doing... Oh, whoa. Okay, we just got a strike. He ate some. He ate some. It does have a blue stripe. It does have a blue stripe, kind of. All right, all right. We're getting some strikes at the food here, it looks like. Or he's just freaking out. I think he might be trying to intimidate us at this point. You know, you could just go over here with your lady. You don't have to be in the flow. Yes, this is the Ziphidus Creek Bulger, I believe. I got the location and some other details of the name, but I can't remember off the top of my head how to say it. But whoa, that fish is dancing. Yeah. I wish the macro mode was working so I could really zoom in and show how nice this fish looks. But kind of like an orange body, they got like a purple blue stripe going on. It's one of the ones I'm hoping to breed the most with the killifish. So yeah, Ziphidus Creek Bulger. Look it up. It's a very pretty fish. So that's the male. And the female's pretty good looking for female killifish standards. I just lost track of her. Where did she go? Where did she go? Have you seen her? Let us know. He's just like, oh, there we go again. Okay, I think she's actually up here eating it off the top. So yeah, the females, they got a nice little black stripe, kind of speckled gray. But for killifish female standards, it's actually not too bad looking. Yo, what's up, Thompson? How's it going? We're doing our little bug buffet taste test. Let's go to some, we got some guppies in here and some rice fish that I need to sort out, and then a pair of Pelvicochromis cribensis. You guys know I love cribs. So of course, we got another crib in here. And this is the one I always talk about. This is the female that was really beat up, terrible looking in the store, that I bought to try and nurse back, and she's definitely looking a lot better these days. When I got her, she basically had no, what are those bottom fins? Those aren't the pectoral fins. Those are the ventral fins. Yeah, so you can kind of see how one is like a nub, and then the other one, she's getting the rays back in. But it's been taking a long time. Not much right. You're like super zoomed, Nick. Am I still super zoomed? All I saw was an airline. What about now? Not much right now. I'm burnt out to take a break from research right now. Hi, Brent, and hi, Jody. Yes. Thompson is a very hard-working researcher. If you guys didn't know, definitely check out their channel. I just found their channel, and I've been learning a lot. So, Brad says those are pretty. Yeah, man, cribs are underrated. Underrated. This is a young guy raised up, very tragically lost his dad recently, so he's the last hope for me because I have all females. So he's in here with another female that I got when I originally got his parents, And the males do get very pretty too. They got a lot of purple and stuff. So that's a fun one. And then we just got some rice fish, but they seem into the bug buffet. They do. They really do. Yeah. I like when the fish have like the eyeliner. I think it's so funny looking. Where'd the female go? But I need to get all these. I'm hoping that my mom wants help with mosquitoes in her yard. So I think I put all these like kind of cool rice fish that are in here in a tub outside there. And then it'll give me a place to put them. And you know, good fish can come from the coals too eventually. But they kind of just been hanging out, dither fish for this pair of cribs. I think these, you feed in Daphnia. I do feed Daphnia, but right now we're feeding Bug Buffet, brought to us by Jody P. Let us now switch to, we'll do the wild betas, the strawberry betas. What's up, Project Nature? So I got two different spawns of wild betas in here, and their dad. So I've separated the dad from the female because they're a mouth brooder. So apparently the females can like breed the males to death because they can't really eat while they have eggs in their mouth. So you'll see a pretty good mix of sizes in here. I'm hoping to reunite him with his pair soon. I've had him separated for a bit. But yes, the common name is the strawberry betta. Yes, Jody. Jody just shared the bug buffet for me. Keeping fish simple baited. Jody did the importing. This is Australian goods. Wait, how do I not have a wrench but Brighton does? WTF, Dick? Jorge, Brighton blackmailed me. No, I'm joking. Well, actually, Brighton got a mod. He was one of the first blacklisted fish keepers. That was from that stream. Yo, the bug buffet landed on his head. Bro, what are you doing? Yeah, Brad says could be a Nicker blacklisted. Project Nature, I'm an Indonesian experienced aquascapist. Yo, that's awesome. I gotta check. I felt like I recognized your name. I just made a giant aquascape today for a female beta. I'm gonna post a long form video about it when the water clears up. I'm gonna have to check that out, man. Yo, can you tell me when am I supposed to be able to? You just mentioned a beta, and I'm just gonna ask the whole chat, but I'm kind of hoping you just happen to know. I want to know when I'm supposed to be able to tell the sex scene of these guys. I have my suspicions, but it does seem they stay relatively modeled for a decent amount of time, and some of the females do have a bit of outline and color in the fins. So I want to start like distributing them so more people can get these guys, but I want to be able to pair them out first, and it's just been difficult. So these are my second and third spawns in here. So they're not the biggest ones I have, but you can see how some have like more color in the fins than others, but none of them have gotten that full red body like the main male in here yet. So I'm just wondering at what size I should be able to reliably sex them. Do I have to wait till they get the red body? Kind of a thing. So this is the strawberry betta, the betta albumarcha retatum. That sounded so terrible. But like if I had to guess, because you said, okay, you can see their tail shapes and aggression, depends on betta though. If it's a plaquette, it's hard to identify. Okay, I'm new to, this is actually like the first betta that I've bred and kept really. So I'm gonna have to read about that. Because some of them I do like have my suspicions. Like I want to say that something like this guy would end up being a male, but I really can't say for sure. Because they do, like, it's the way that they extend their bottom fins here. That makes me say male more than anything. Like just the way that the stance is. It's kind of what makes me think that. But if you compare him to this, there is some color here, but this is like clearly more. If we go to this guy or girl over here, there's like less. So maybe I could sex that. Note that they also have different personalities and colors. Jorge said you're unsubbing. Listen, Jorge, you give. It's like the opposite. You give mod to literally everyone in your chat, okay? I only have 2 mods. Look, I got the fish mafia after me. I can't just mod anyone, you know? There's a democratic process, semi-democratic process of the universe. I'm just kind of like zooming in. I forgot that we're supposed to be watching them eat. Okay, let's watch them eat. Not bad. Who's eating? I definitely thought I saw some eating, but they also were eating at the bottom, and I'm not been down there. That's not really traditional beta you would find in the market, so that is pretty rare. It looks wild. I'm subbing. I'll put the Latin name in the chat if that's helpful, because I know I can't pronounce it very well. But I've really liked them. It's a mouth brooder. They're very chill. I've been keeping the dad with his kids, and I moved him to this tank when he had eggs in his mouth, and he like released them immediately. That's these size guys, and it just doesn't seem like they get. I'm sure it's possible some are getting eaten, but it's not too many where I feel like I'm worried about it. I need the wrench so I can stock any new channel. Oh, so I guess that, yeah. I can stock any new channel I need. I see. Someone put a Project Nature's channel link in. I think you should grow some blood red Rattala. It would look good. Yeah. This is a tank that I need to fix up. You missed earlier. I was saying I've not had a lot of time, so all my tanks are in silly conditions. Although these guys really like hiding in and out of algae, so I'm probably not upset about that. But you know, I could probably do with doing a little bit of planting. Brenton got it in the, see, that's why Brenton got the wrench. He's so fast with it. So I feel like by your guys' opinion, maybe this would be a male. I mean, look at that. Bro, I'm new to YouTube. I don't have that many subs. I haven't put. It doesn't matter if you're new or old. You're doing it. You said you're an experienced aquascaper. You're doing a cool video. That's good enough for me. I mostly watch small channels anyway. So I've gotten so distracted talking about the betas. There's been like very little focus on them eating. But they are eating. It's just the way that they move around, like they're all on the bottom here, like in between the plants and stuff, eating off the ground, eating off of the algae. But let's see if we can get a shot of them actually striking at some food. This guy looks like he's coming up. Make sure you're not sure that they just started to turn that color. Which ones just started to turn? Well, you know, this is that plant I had you identify the other day. It's much bushier than it is in other tanks. I think it's Myro, and then someone's got to teach me how to identify a vowel. I think I mixed my vowels up at some point. This should be the Tanganyikan vowel, I believe. Because I have a bunch of Tanganyikan vowels, just that I mixed it in a bunch of tanks. This is the tank that I think only has Tanganyikan vowel, I believe. And I'm not fulfilling my promise of... I need to... Let's feed a fish that eats faster than this. These guys think too much. I mean, they're eating, but I'm bouncing around too much. Okay, we had to at least get one eating something. I just can't in all this stuff. Okay. You're gonna eat something. Branton, the link isn't working. Yeah, because it's vertical. Wait, Jody said I'd be faster than Branton? Hold up. That is crazy right now. There's like mod trash talk happening at the moment. Hey! Attack! Can't tell if he bit the snail or if he bit some food or both. But he's on the move. He's on the move. Alright. I'm satisfied. I'd like to see this big guy take one more bite. That'd be nice. Is the problem with fish like this too is another one that really watch you. Like I am distracting. Like this guy, he's watching me. Watch for signs of aggression between the baiters. Methods. Yeah, for sure. These ones, there's supposed to be ones that you can keep together that are more chill. That's been my experience so far, but I haven't had two dominant males in together yet. I guess that would be a good test. But so far, so good. I don't think I've seen any nipped fins yet. But let's move on. Let's do some rainbow shiners. Nanochromis splendens. Let's see if they're into the bug buffet. Oh, people sub to nature. Let's go. I need to cut this plant and propagate it. I also have a light it's not long enough for this tank. And that's the last of my excuses. All right. The rainbow shiners love the bug buffet. Look, I've been going on some slow feeding, not hard to please, but just like it's harder to watch them eat fish. I wanted to go something that would be easy. Look, look, I'll add some people to mods, okay? I'm on the phone. I don't know how to do that. I'll be honest. Like, that's what's holding me back right now. It's not you, it's me. Your Jody and Jorge. Noted. I definitely. I hear your pleas. You have good points. But yes, the rainbow shiners seem to be into it. The nanochromis back there seems to be into it. I saw him eat a bigger piece. That's also part of it. I keep doing the powder. It's so hard to see when things are eating the smaller pieces. Let me. Oh, there's the female up there. So I thought they were on eggs for a bit, and then they're kind of funny. Sometimes they'll hang out at the top. These nanochromis. So I thought they were on eggs for a bit. A female was in the cave. And I didn't check after a few days. Like, I don't know if snails ate the eggs. I never really confirmed if there were eggs in there. I think there probably were. But anyways, the problem is that ever since the female has no longer been in the cave, the male has been so aggressive towards her. And like, it was actually the opposite, I feel like, before. And I don't know what's going on. Like, you guys are seeing this. So that's another reason I want to cut this plant down, because I want to spread it out and just make more places for it to hide. I mean, there's a decent amount in here already. But like, I don't know what's going on with this guy. You know, I wish that there's some fry that I could attribute this behavior to, because, you know, sometimes maybe the male is like guarding the fry. I don't know if I'm delusional enough to believe that's what's happening, because I haven't seen any fry. A couple breeding reports of these guys I've seen have said that they are very secretive fry raisers. But like, I mean, you're seeing this unhinged territorialness. Like I said, it was like, I thought she was on eggs clearly in this cave. They dug it out. I never saw any fry from it, but ever since she left the cave, the male's been very territorial. And what's interesting is, another reason why, like, I wish I could believe there's like fry hidden or something. Like, look at his is that the ventral fins. I always mix the pectoral and ventral. I feel like I mix up, but the ones on the bottom and the front. It's hard not being a. Jody says, okay. Bratton says, sorry guys, I'll make sure Nick gets his act together. Jody says, it's hard not being a mod when you're mod on other channels. I can't post links. Oh my gosh, you can't go to people's channels if you're not a mod. That is annoying. Try adding pencil fish. Okay. They're elegant schooling fish. I have no problems with them living with my bettas. Guys, I might have to go soon. It's 11:23 p.m. for me. Oh my goodness. Hey man, get your sleep. I don't want excuses, Bright and Silly Solutions. Nice meeting you, Project Nation, for sure. Get some rest. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Well, I kind of like wish I could delude myself into thinking he has fry hidden somewhere. Is like his ventral fins to me are different, like how he's holding them, and then also the color of them. Like they're like black and like bright white line. And it could be I just missed that before, but to me, I just didn't. I feel like that's new. I know with some of the cribs and stuff, they'll change the color of those fins and use them to like signal to fry and stuff. So like, kind of coping. I don't think there's any fry, but he's just being extremely territorial out of nowhere. You know, it does seem to be around like one specific area, but these guys are a little bit different than cribs, so I don't really know. They seem to, in some ways, almost seem to have a larger territory. They just move around fast. They're constantly moving around, and because of that, they seem to have a larger territory. But this is also a newer tank. I'm actually kind of happy with it. It just needs a better light, and I need to clean the glass, but some of the plants have been growing nicely. And I'm finally getting some water wisteria going. I think this is going to be one of my new, because floating plants, I think, are taking up too much oxygen. I'm trying to look for other things to float, like pennywort and things like that. And I know some killifish people that have success floating this stuff. Yo, what's up, Cheryl? Hello, hello. Cheryl says, hi, Jody. Hi, Branton. All right, Bug Buffet was pretty successful for these guys. I'm going to put a little bit more in just cuz. But the Rainbow Shiners definitely love it. Definitely. Got a bat fish for a meeting in a bit. Ooh, good luck. Good luck. I got to get my breeding up. The BAP competition for me has heated up recently. Aaron is determined to make sure that I do not win. He's determined. This last meeting at ACM, I need to finish my forms, but if I do my math right, I should have gotten 130 BAP points this last meeting. I submitted quite a few species, but I was behind, so I kind of need to keep it up. So I basically have gotten some rainbow fish that I'm breeding just so I can stay competitive with the bapping. You gotta be strategic, man. You gotta be strategic. What else can I feed down here? What else would be good? Ooh, let's do the rainbow cichlids and their babies. The tank's a little bit dark. So rainbow cichlids, like, they're kind of like plant matter eaters. So I kind of filled the tank they're up in with floating plants to the level where I knew they'd all start dying. Just creating like this bed of detritus for them to feed off of and their fry to feed off of. And I think it's worked because, well, they bred off of mostly just eating that. And the fries seem to be doing well, seem to be pretty fat. There's a few random fish in there I haven't caught out yet. Bear Bottom Branton said, gotta run, y'all. Thanks for stopping by, Branton. Thank you. Thank you for modding. You know, it's about time someone stepped up around here. I'm hoping to get newbie of the year. I need to see how many points I've accumulated so far. Ooh, I'm rooting for you. We gotta show these bat people. All right. So I already warned you this was a detritus-filled tank. This one is intentional. This one is intentional. So we got the bug buffet. We got the rainbow cichlid pair. They're a little bit feisty. If you haven't done rainbow cichlids, really pretty fish. Lots of complex social behaviors. Very personable. They have fry right now, so that's why they're less yellow, more black. This is kind of like their spawning, taking care of fry colors. I need to move them out I have them in a 20 long, which I think you can do them in a 20 long, and I have, and done the fry, that's fine, but like, ideally, they need a bigger tank, I think. So I might move them back to the 75, we'll see. It's just they were tearing stuff up and not playing nice with everyone. So I know I mentioned their fry. Part of the reason it's hard to see their fry is because they're kind of camouflaged against the detritus. That's part of why I set it up like this, because it seemed to be kind of their. I'm gonna see if I can zoom in on some. So like, come on, guys. Come on, you're blocking the way. I know you're doing your job as parents. Yeah, it's gonna be almost impossible to see these guys, but the fry are basically right in front of us. Right where that female back there is, there's a few. And then some over by the male, there's a few. Okay, you might be able to see this one. They're very good parents. But like I said, the detritus is because I knew the fry would like eating and hiding in it. And that seems to have been working. Oh my god, really? Really? So there you go. There's a little rainbow cichlid fry right there. There's a good amount of them. Okay, now against the rock, we can see. You kind of don't really understand like why so many fish are speckled and stuff like that. But when you see them against detritus, you're like, this kind of speckleding is a great camouflage because you cannot see them. So rainbow cichlids seem to like it. They're very not picky. Oh, there's a big piece. The plecos seem to like it too, honestly. Yeah, there's some abused mystery snails in here. I'm surprised they made it to this big. The rainbow cichlids, they usually eat the snails. If the tank gets too dark, I'm going to start putting plants. I'm focusing on breeding beta for money in the hobby, so I'll be poking an ecosystem video for baby fry in a few months. I used to have one aquarium, but that quickly spread into an addiction. So Project Nature. Well, Project Nature, you're in good company. I think many of us can relate to that progression. I think many of us can relate to that progression for sure. All right, I've yet again lost the bug buffet. Where did I put it? Where did I put it? Well, so far, bug buffet for me has been a success. I want to test a few more things, but yeah, so far I've liked it. I just really like how you can crumble it and stuff. But I kind of don't have like I wish I had a higher density tank of like a bunch of fish that eat super fast. So we could get that like swarming effect. But I did warn you guys ahead of time. I was like, oh, my tanks are kind of a disaster right now. So, in this one tank, as soon as the stream ends, I'm clearing it out. Look at this Utriculata. It's just taking over. There's actually a decent amount of other plants in here, but it's totally taking over the top of the tank. Look at this. It's all that bladderwort, I think they call it. Look at that ram up there trying to get the damn food. And it's just like, it's taking over everything. I want better oxygen exchange. I want better everything. I can't be doing this. So it seems like it just kind of happened overnight. I don't even know how it's possible. Perfect hiding spots for fry though, yeah. Although I am still kind of paranoid that like the bladderwort, I'm paranoid that it eats small fry and small baby shrimp and stuff, like, because it is a carnivorous plant. But this tank is mostly, so I got a Procatopus species I got at an auction that I had no females of, and then I have the striatum in here that I had no females of. So it's kind of just like a bachelor tank, and then my panda cory population. So, I mean, I have been hoping the panda cories have been successfully laying eggs, and I got a bunch of baby panda cories hidden in there. But, nah, maybe it's just that fry, depends on how small it is. Okay, well, maybe it's fine. I feel like the one tank, like I used to have tons of shrimp in it, and then this stuff took off. My baby shrimp numbers have not been the same, so that's one thing driving my paranoia. Okay. I'll say that the bug buffet is going over well with the panda cories for sure. They all they have all come immediately swarming the spot. So panda cories, bug buffet. That seems like a great combo to me. That was a very fast conclusion. Let's do another ugly tank. The African banded barbs. I should have started with fish like this. I bet they'll eat this real quick. Just put the food in 1 second. Yeah. Now this is what we're talking about. This is a feeding response. Come on. Come on. Yeah, kick that dust up. I want the feeding response so good I can't see anything. Yeah, so after the stream's over, I'm vacuuming tanks, which I don't do often, but I had like mass floating plant dives and some tanks were just created more detritus than usual. Then I'm removing floating plants. I'm doing all sorts of stuff, so keep an eye out for the future for your before and after. If you've been on the stream, you've now seen all my shame. Baby shrimp are like a grain of sand, so maybe they could have become victim to bladderworts. Well, I'm going and removing that soon. Do you have African dwarf frogs? I do not have African dwarf frogs. I do not. I do know that people do seem to really like them, though. People really do seem to like them. No frogs yet. No axolotls. Just shrimp, fish, and isopods. And mealworms. I'm a mealworm breeder now. Ask me about my beetles. Yeah, who knew mealworms weren't actually worms? They turn into beetles. It's a scam, bro. It's a total scam. They're pretty hard to care for because they have bad eyesight. Jeez. Yeah, see, I need my fish to be able to see. Frogs need to get together, man. Do you think we could? Can we do froggy LASIK maybe? Froggy LASIK contacts, bifocals perhaps. All right, let's do some more cories and pencil fish in another overgrown tank. A couple fish said vertical stream. Yeah, well, I've been so bad at streaming. I just wanted to real quickly stream, do a little bit of a feeding test, bug buffet. This is one of my older 20 longs. I think this is actually the second tank I ever got for myself, I believe. And it is very overgrown. Got a lot of subulata and stuff in there. Some stir-by. Got some upper reds in here. Got a few of those. Project Nature says you have aquatic isopods. I have the land ones. I have some land ones, but yes, I have a couple species of aquatic isopods. You may not know this about me, but I really like aquatic isopods. My name's in my tanks. Nice to meet you. I like aquatic isopods. I have been queen of them for 0 days, 0 hours, and 0 minutes. I just did aquatic isopods this morning. I'll show you some aquatic isopods. I got tons of those. Bug buffet though has been really nice for anything that'll eat stuff off the bottom, basically. Especially stuff that'll sift through sand. You popped up in my FYP. I was like, why not? This seems fun. Hey, well, I appreciate you giving us a chance, stopping by. I like to keep things chill, keep things chill. Feed some fish, breed some fish, and a lot of aquatic isopods. That's actually, I probably talk about them more than I really should. Well, we put some bug buffet in the isopod tank earlier, so we can check back in with that actually. Do, 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 do. So there's some aquatic isopods in here. It's not one of my biggest colonies, but you can see they're still there, eating the remains of the bug buffet. Yes, they seem to have quite enjoyed it. But it's cool to see we're popping up all the way in Indonesia. It's Project Nature, appreciate you. You better not let us down with this long form video you're teasing. I want to see a large aquascape for 1 beta. That's what I like. But yeah, here's some aquatic isopods. I might check into another colony where they might be more dense on the food because this was more widespread. But you can see they're all over the place. Got some back there. Got some up here. As it should be. Okay, I'm gonna check out another isopod spot. Yeah, this is a popular isopod hangout right here. This is not bug buffet, but I did feed them earlier. If I have time after school, I might work on it little by little. Yeah, man, take your time, take your time. Aquatic isopods. I'm almost getting to the point where, I hate to say it, but there's some things I might have to try feeding these to. Just dietary needs that I'm discovering. It might solve some of my problems, so we'll see. But for now, I mostly just keep them, breed them, and spread them around. The isopod agenda. Yeah, they love leaf litter. The isopods love leaf litter. And they clean themselves like little cats. Look at that. You're so weird, man. Come on. Act normal. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. They've really withstood the test of time. Like, the isopod tanks are still my favorites to watch. One, there's just a good amount of them, so there's always options, things to look at, but they're just always doing something ridiculous. Run! Run! Oh, look, they got a big male over here. Look at his claws. Do you add any fish in isopod tanks? Yeah. Yep. Well, the isopod tanks, I keep mostly just shrimp and isopods if I'm going for numbers. But, I do have them in a lot of, look right here. There's a fish. There's an isopod. So, I do put them in fish tanks quite a bit. Quite a bit. But leaf litter will appreciate some wood. You gonna attack? Let's see. Live. No attacking the isopod. Okay. I put the isopods in here. I haven't seen these killifish eat them yet, but I'm sure they'd eat the smaller ones when they pop up. Here's another one right here. It's funny because so many, there's so much variation in everything, but one of the things with the isopods, every now and then people will be like, oh, I haven't seen them, and, it varies per setup or whatever, but every time I look at my tanks with isopods, they're always out and about, so maybe it's just a population thing. Okay. Honestly, we fed a lot of stuff. We fed a lot of stuff to Bug Buffet. I'm feeling good about the Bug Buffet. It's nice and powdery. Things seem to like eating it. It passed the feel test for me. It feels right. My only thing with the bug buffet is I think any things that like won't reliably eat it in one bite, which again is very crumbly. Like I just think bigger things that like you're definitely gonna want something that will eat it off the bottom or will filter feed in sand and stuff like that. Because the bug buffet is definitely gonna get everywhere, and I just think it's impossible to feed it to where unless of course it's like a super big fish. Like I just think some of each pellet that gets striked is gonna let some dust off. So I think it's perfect if you have like cories and things like that that are really gonna sift through the sand and just slowly clean it up over time. But anything that's only gonna feed like top to mid water, like I just be careful, make sure you have stuff that can clean it up afterwards because I don't think they're gonna get it all. Any tips to grow an audience? Well, I don't know if you noticed, but I don't exactly have the largest audience. But I'll say that I think the best way is to be consistent. So, I think if I was posting an actual video like once a week, there'd be a dramatic difference in my audience, which isn't hard again because I only have 1,000 something subscribers. But I think consistency is key. You become part of people's routines, they get to know you. So I think something that I'm bad at is like, I don't want to put something out unless, as far as a video goes, unless it's like the quality is what I want it to be. But in reality, like just posting anything is probably better than posting nothing. So I would say the most important thing is, just put out content consistently. And then I would say be yourself. Because then, if you're yourself, if something about your actual personality comes out, no one will be surprised. Like, if it comes out, and, in my tanks, it's super lazy. Well, I've been pretty straight up about that, man. Oh, he's a weird sleep schedule, huh? You guys know. You know what I mean? Just be yourself. Then no one will ever be surprised. It'll be a lot easier for you to make content because you're not having to think like, oh, does this fit my image or whatever? Like, one thing my cousin told me a long time ago is like, I think you're into things and the way you are, like there's a lot of people that will relate to that. But like if you're not yourself and you're trying to like be something you think a lot of people will relate to, you're missing out on all those people that are just like you. It's like you can't find people just like you unless you're yourself. So they can be like, oh wait, that person's just like me, like, So it's a big world. No matter what you're into, no matter your personality, there's some significant amount of people out there that relate to you and appreciate that viewpoint. So consistency, and I think just be yourself. Do what's fun for you. Cheryl says, got the fish bagged, gotta run. All right, good luck with the BAP. I wish you luck. I hope you get was it novice of the year? Look, we got to keep the BAP competition strong on these people. Thompson Aquatic says, I wish I didn't wait so long to start on YouTube. Yeah, man, just go for it. I've had people on TikTok only follow me because of my passion for what I talk about. Many people. Exactly. Like my biggest thing is aquatic isopods. That's something I got super into. Turns out a bunch of people are also looking for information about aquatic isopods, and people are out there looking it up and stuff, but not many people were talking about it on YouTube or posting about it. And I was into it. I decided to post about it, and look, apparently it's a thing that people like. So you never know. You never know. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I was into aquatic isopods enough, and I'd been searching around enough. I totally knew. It wasn't like a surprise. Well, the extent of it was a surprise. I knew that a lot of people were interested in aquatic isopods because I was, and I was talking to other people like, yo, we're all trying to figure this stuff out. So that wasn't a surprise to me, but the amount of people interested in it and the fact that it wasn't too much of like, oh, you got to build interest. Like the interest was there. That was a surprise. So even if you do think like, yeah, but there's people that appreciate that, you might just be surprised at the number of people that appreciate that. Like it could be way more than you think. You know. Puffers and plants for me. Yeah, that's a good one. I'm just taking out some floating plants right now while I yap. Nick knows my favorite fish. We got the loaches. Loaches on deck. Puffers and plants are a good one. I mean, everyone is like, it's kind of for us, planted tanks is like, oh yeah, everyone got into planted. But like in general, planted tanks are still new and there's still a lot of people looking up stuff. And so I think anything related to plants is like a super good place to be. Especially Thompson does a lot of research. I feel like there's some information, like if you can give it, show it's well sourced and reliable, like there's a lot of people that are going to learn some things they didn't know that are extremely helpful. So Thompson said, I just made a video on a pea puffer diet from wild puffers, are the ones I'm going to breed. Yeah, that was super interesting. So I've had fry from pea puffers. I think I got them eaten, and because there was a stray killifish fry in that tank that I didn't notice, and I think it just got big super fast and ate them. But I do want to breed the pea puffers again. I didn't really do it on purpose. And I want to do the Congo spotted puffers. I just need to get a tank together for them. And I need to raise a little bit more money before I can afford them because they're very expensive. So I'm actually getting my first check from YouTube, which is mostly money just from all the very generous people that have gifted memberships and stuff. But YouTube, they don't pay you until you make $100. So after all these months, I've made $100. They're gonna give it to me, and that money versus whatever I can kind of pull together from isopods or club auctions over the next 2 months. I'm hoping that I'll be able to set up a Congo spotted puffer tank and start my journey on trying to breed those. But I definitely got a lot of money to save for that. There's a lot we don't know about aquatic plants, honestly. I have a series in the future. Yeah, they're not a cheap species. That's all Thompson. Yep. I keep a lot of different plants. My main strategy is put it in the tank, and if it dies, it dies. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty much been my strategy. I think most things, if I all right, guys, I gotta take this call. But this has been a nice morning feeding stuff with you. I'm gonna get into some maintenance, and this week you should expect some full streams with me. I'll try and set up some interviews with some people, some guests, and yeah, we'll kind of get back into things. Sorry, I've been a little bit absent, but we do what we can do, right? Yeah, Jody, thank you so much for sending me the bug buffet. I'll keep testing it and report as I go. I have the other food you sent me as well, and the purple mystery snail, so definitely thank you very much, Jody. Still can't get over how immaculately packed everything was. I'll be sending you a package next week, and it will not be as well packed as yours, so. But all right, guys, I gotta head out. I appreciate you. Take it easy, and shout out to Jody, Thompson, Cheryl, Ashley, Project Nature, Couple of Fish, of course, Brandon, Jorge, and the whole game, man. The whole game. Big Steve even stopped by. Jeffro, Owner P, Bob even came through for a moment. And yeah, that's as far as my thing goes. I appreciate you, and I'll catch you on the next one. That's In My Tanks out.